Hi, I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue with my series entitled Blues Solos with Comping. In these exercises we go back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar within the context of a 12-bar blues. First, I'll play blues solo with comping in the key of E number 2, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, let's break down our 12-bar blues in E. I've divided the 12 bars into 3 4-bar phrases. In each 4-bar phrase, we'll go back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar accompaniment, otherwise known as comping. For this exercise, we'll primarily be using the E blues scale in open position. Here's the fingering. We'll also be using a little piece of the major pentatonic scale. Here it is on the top 3 strings in open position. Here's the first phrase. First lick starts on an open E and then is followed by a bend, release, pull off on the 3rd string. The pull off is to the open G and the bend is a whole step. And we end this on an E and then come back to an open E. And then we go to our comping, which is the low E followed by a brief A triad. And then we have an abbreviated E 7th chord, so we have D the flatted 7, G sharp is the 3rd, and B, that is the 5th of our E 7th chord, and we're going to hammer this on as a trill. The next lick is the same, except we end on a low open E. Let's go on to the second phrase. Now I'm leading into the A 7th chord change. This is the 4 chord, and I'm going to use this C sharp. I'm going to hammer on to the C sharp from open B. I'm using it because it's part of the A 7th chord. It's also part of my E major pentatonic, but in this case I'm really trying to outline an A 7th chord. So here's the C sharp. The next note is an E, and this is the 5th of my A 7th chord, and then I'll use the G, which is my flatted 7th of the A 7th chord. So I'm really spelling an A 7th chord. Then I will travel up to the 5th fret to play the accompaniment pattern for A 7th. Now I've just adjusted the comping that I used from open position. Now it's fingered in closed position. I will use the open A. Then I will have a brief D triad here, and then I'll go into an abbreviated A 7th chord. and this is the flatted 7, 3, and the 5th again. And we'll be doing that same trill. We'll go back down to that same sort of lick we did. We have still the hammer on from the open B to the C sharp, to the open E, and then this time we'll resolve to an open G to the hammer on trill, G sharp. Now we're doing this because the G sharp is the 3rd of our E chord, so we're letting the listener know that we're back on the E7th chord change, which is our 1 chord. And then we'll go to the comping for the 1 chord, which was here's the last phrase. So we'll be using that C sharp again from the E major pentatonic scale, and we'll be doing that same hammer on from the open string. Then we'll arrive on the B7th chord change, and I'll be playing this note F sharp. This as well is from the major pentatonic scale of E, and it happens to also be a chord tone of B7. As you can see, here's our B7, and there is the 5th F sharp on top. So we'll lead into the B7th change, and then we'll play the B7th chord, and then into an A7th chord, and then we'll be using the E minor pentatonic scale, ending the lick on an E as we go into the E chord change. And then we'll be using the E blues scale to approach the root of the 5 chord, which is B. So we have our B7th here. And then we'll end our 12-bar solo on an open E7th chord. That's it for Blues Solo with Comping in the key of E number 2. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.